Okay, in theory it should be working. I'm not really that sure if it is though. Okay, let me see. Yeah, strange stuff happening over here. I'll get it. That might work better. Kind of funny. You'd think after like years of doing this, it would be it would be like kind of all right, but all right. Let's get started again. So I can see audio, I can see video, but I gotta see if you can see the video. That's most important. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's getting a little bit better. This is unfortunately basically the best I can give. I'm gonna try next time being like super low quality, just to like get it at a point where you can get it. So that's on me. This is the first time I've done something exactly like this. Usually it's with my gaming computer upstairs instead of a laptop because I can't move my whole studio up into the garage. Because that's just crazy. So it looks like it's good. So we'll continue on. And I think the replay should work too. So here's the yoke mechanism. But we have something exciting. If I put it in the right spot. We have the updates for the yokes. So instead of looking like this, they'll look like this, and they'll be more realistic to the simulator. So, and they'll also feel a lot better because this is just plywood. It's OBS, OSB, the really awful stuff. Sweet. Oh, thank you, James. So if the audio is good, I think that's I think that's probably the best we can get. But the video looks good. Awesome. Thank you so much, James Higgins. And it looks like the video is good. Sorry, I think about 20 minutes was just like waiting and figuring it out, but I think it's at an all right point. So we have the yoke here. I just need to print more parts. Each of these parts costs about $2, so one yoke is $8. I know for me, for a lot of you, that's probably, you're like, the heck? That's like an easy decision, like $2, go for it. You do have to keep in mind that it's $2 for a prototype fourth of the yoke. So these two prototypes, this one I made 2 years ago, 1 year ago, almost exactly a year ago, but it's kind of more rudimentary. It's just an extrusion to kind of save a little bit of material. This one, however, I shelled out, so I had my specific procedures to shell it out. It's kind of a fun secret. Let's see. Hey, the number of errors is only at 3. That's good. So so if we look at this piece, it has a lot more of a defined shape around there. I'll get my other piece to show you more what I mean. This one, I basically just shaved off a little bit. You can see right here, it's super thick. Right here, it's super thin. So it really depends on this geometry to like determine the strength. This one is consistent throughout. I forgot the name of it, of what that means, but it's nice to have it more consistent throughout because then you can focus more on like adding material to areas you need stronger. Like I imagine this elbow will need a little more material, and this place up here will need more material. Whereas this was just wasting all of this material right here. So this is quicker to manufacture, cheaper to manufacture, and it gives you more space for cabling. So this new one is a clear winner in my book. If I need it thicker, I can adjust the parameter and thicken it. I might have to redo some sketches and stuff for errors, but should be pretty all right. Let me see what you're seeing. It looks like it's yeah. I think it should be good. We're gonna. I think it's a lot of like variables with this because it's the computer. It's also the Wi-Fi, and it's also the location because the location has bad Wi-Fi, and also I think the amount of like information I'm trying to send. It looks like it's kicked everyone off, which is not ideal. Strange magic. We will see if it improves any. Oh, it kicked everyone off. That's embarrassing. But yeah, I'm thinking today we could probably figure something out. That's really weird. 20. No. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I'm getting a little better, but it looks like compressing is just not having it. Sorry about that. Hopefully you can kind of get what I'm doing. It was like perfect last time I tried, but strange. Huh. Okay, assuming you can hear me, let's see, assuming you can hear me, Captain Stan, yes, I pronounced that right, said, can you make a video all about the Yoke and how it was built and all the detailed, all in a detailed video? I would love to. The problem is I don't have it built, which is a good point to show you the weaknesses of it right now. So yeah, that's my goal, to have a like build guide for the Yoke. Just like, here's what it is, here's how you do it, here's how you put it together. And if you're like someone who doesn't want to watch the development videos, that's perfectly fine. But you can see right here on the Yoke, the few bugs. One of them is the down position. Everything is pretty linked together when it's in, like, I want to say negative 40 degrees to positive 40 degrees. So it's all linked together pretty nice, or negative 80 degrees to positive 80 degrees. I'm not very good at addition, but when you drop down here, there's a lot of play with it. You can move one of them without both of them moving. But up here at the top, you move one a little bit and the other one has to move. So it's just like here, that's kind of a party pooper, if for lack of better terms. So I'm trying to fix that, figure out a system that would work nicely there. And one system would be to just limit it physically to the 80 degrees. Another system would be to make sure that the cut is super precise. I think that little bit of slop might be because I have a little bit of a sloppy cut. And then the third solution is to get rid of the bar and have both of these motion controlled. So instead of having it be linked mechanically, if I could get like two Bronner Yokes, or whatever those are, them like force feedback, that idea. So like I might make my own control loading system to have this all pushed together. And so like you turn this yoke, it reads and tells the other yoke to turn. So you can have them linked. It should be cool, super cool. It would be nice in an airliner because you could simulate like broken controls, like one is going left, one is going right, and the link between them is broken. And yeah, let's see. The other things that are kind of limitations are it's potentiometer driven. I'd ideally like to have it Hall effect sensor driven. Everyone's just like, wow, Hall effect sensors. I still kind of like potentiometers just because I can physically like feel the rotation instead of like, wow, fancy magnet. So that's good. I just realized my demonstration is not that great because it's like 1 frame per second. Hopefully you can kind of visualize it. It's like 1 frame per minute. Hopefully you can kind of visualize it to get like the idea of how it works together. I think, hey, look at that. It's like a, you know what, we'll just call it stop motion. Yeah, it's super laggy. I think sometimes I set the settings too low and you can't really change them during the stream, which is kind of horrible for me. Yeah. And now it's, yeah, now it's not even getting the lowest warning. So yeah, other pitfalls are that there's no stops right now. So you, it's only supposed to have 6 inches, but right now it has 12. I mean, it has the opposite problem of most yokes. It has too much travel. Too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. So we're gonna work on fixing that. Cessna has a solution where he just puts a little bracket on the front and a bracket on the back. I'm considering doing something like that. And I might even have like the housing better designed over here. That might be my solution. Bungee cords, I'll attach them real quick. And I know I promised an in-shop live, so I will try to do some shop stuff too. I can't actually attach this anywhere. Oh, yeah, the other one is attached, but this one isn't. Just kind of. So you can, there's a little bit of resistance that returns it to center, just flung across the room. Keep dropping stuff. I unscrewed it, but there's supposed to be a return to center mechanism using bungee cords. There is right now, just not enough. I took a little bit out. So that's one of the other weaknesses I'm working on. If it's control loaded, so like we have motors driving everything, it can be purely mechanical or like motor driven, and then it can give like actual aircraft feel instead of just like a bunch of dinky little rubber bands. So that's my goal by the end of it, is to have control loading, but that comes with time and patience and coding, which are 3 things I'm bad at. I'm bad at time. Oh yeah, we finally installed 2 things. You know, this whole shell has a yoke and 2 things, so it's basically flyable. We have a Hobbs meter, which is the most important aircraft instrument because it tells you how far you can go, money-wise. And we have the flaps handle down here. It's nice, it's added in. I haven't had any problems with it yet, other than me just needing to glue on this top right here because it kind of wiggles once you wiggle it a lot. So, the video looks like it's slowly getting better. All right, look at that. And the yoke, yes, this yoke right here is 3D printed. This actually has really nice quality. I was surprised. You can like barely tell that there are lines right there. I was like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Isn't that just awesome? It came off the printer and I was like, that's the most beautiful print I've ever had. Too bad it's a prototype because I'm gonna have to like throw it away in a few days. But It's so beautiful. We'll even compare the two prints. It might be a filament thing, it might be a like heat thing or something, but here are the two prints. You can see the one on the right is the beautiful one. Wow. The one on the left, it doesn't look so good in my opinion, but you might have a different opinion, and that's up to you. You can see like the top surface right here. I think this one is like really nice, and then this one kind of just looks a little more crummy. Maybe I'm just a critic that doesn't know what they're talking about, but I think this new one looks really nice, and all the upgrades I made on my 3D printer are worth it, probably. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't look as slideshowy yet anymore. Hey, that looks almost watchable. Thank you for sticking around, even though the video quality is kind of hit or miss with these. I'm gonna work on trying to fix that. There's no Ethernet cables anywhere though. All right, I think we will. Oh yes, it is PLA. I print everything with PLA. I want to just cut out some more panels. I thought I would do that while I'm talking about some of the things I might go over. I had my scissors all out and ready to go. But I think you can still hear me. Yeah, you can. Should. But I'm really excited for this simulator version because I finally have the skills to like build stuff. Before, I wasn't. Oh yeah, and this is literally just like a bin, like a lid to a bin. But I'm really excited because this time we have something different. We have tools and skills, which I think are two of the things that can really hold you back if you don't if you don't look for them. So it's kind of cool because I've been doing it for a few years, and like I designed something and I can be proud of it, and that's like crazy to me because a lot of the designs, I think I'm always proud of my designs. It's kind of an ego thing maybe. All right, there we go. So we just want them in a few sheets so we can put them on the laser engraver. And make sure to avoid this part. Yeah. Oh, that was probably way loud, I'm sorry. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know while I'm cutting this random stuff. And then I can answer those and talk about them. That would be super awesome. It's kind of interesting. I like these streams because I can just talk while I'm doing stuff, and then hopefully answer some questions, show you what it really looks like just cutting random material and screwing together things, having noise in the background, stuff like that. I'm gonna try something new on camera, live with a knife. It's just fun. It doesn't go in enough to scrape, so I'm not worried about cutting my chair. I'm just worried about cutting my leg. I'm just scribing it and then seeing if it bends off. If it does, great. If it doesn't, I guess it makes for good TV. Do I like helicopters? Ooh, I really like helicopters. I think it's kind of goofy how they take off, and that's why I love them. I think that's a helicopter. Yes, I do like helicopters. Do I like them as much as airplanes, though? That is a different question, and I don't know the answer to that. So, I think helicopters, I think they're really cool to study engineering, because there's so many components that go into them. But I think airplanes look prettier. Just a little bit. They're like gliding through the wind. But helicopters kind of just like whack the air until it like gives up and lets it fly. I've tried whacking the air, but I must not do it fast enough because I've never taken off. Oh no, I was doing so well until now. We have another question. For what am I going to use this plastic? And that is a perfect question, assuming I have my prototyping box in the right location. Oh, wrong side. There we go. So, in my prototyping box, we have a lot of prototypes. I've been getting really busy, and I guess also somewhat impatient because it's filling up, meaning I'm not finishing projects as much. But I've gotten, I have a lot of these. So this is, if I can have it in the same spot. Here we go. So this, my friend, is, guess, it's an Enunciator. I think that's how you pronounce it. But you can kind of see this glow as light shines through it. I'll get my phone. Here we go. And, ooh, I'm shining this at the camera. That's a bad idea. You can see it glowing. Look at that. So the LED will glow and it will say low fuel, and then it'll like turn on and glow. You can kind of see it like through here. The low fuel is the one I have LEDs in, and they're diffusing the light. They would ideally turn on, be controlled by something. I'm waiting for the circuit board before I do anything with this, just because I designed my own circuit board for it. There we go. So there's like oil pressure, left, right, vacuum. So it's all of the warnings you see in the Cessna. Hopefully, they will all work as planned. That's the hopes. Let's see. Yes, that is the thing that I'm doing. Yes, so it's used for the Enunciators. I'll have a video about the Enunciators once the circuit boards arrive. Circuit boards aren't required for Enunciators, but they are, what was I going to say? They are handy. They are very handy to have, because instead of having, I think it's like 32 wires coming out, you only have 15, and they're all like placed in the right spot. So soldering is easier. Most dangerous tool in the shop, I would definitely say, is the like utility knife, the box cutter. And it looks like we have a super chat. Thank you so much for your donation with the super chat. I'm always like super blown out of the world with the generosity of this community. So thank you so much. I think it's pronounced Zumor Bona. Thank you so much. And I think with that, if you have a question, you can ask it. But with that, I think we are almost finished with the plastic. Let's finish the plastic and go from there. Oh, I have some super exciting prototypes, but I'm going to show you those later. So this is my other exciting prototype that I just showed you. The genius thing about it, I think, is this top right here. It doesn't like to focus for some reason. Maybe because I'm like right here. But this top right here, this is the most genius part of this whole assembly. And its purpose, my friend, is to tell you it's the top. It's just a hole. And I designed it that way for manufacturing. Everything is DFM, AMAP, designed for manufacturing as much as possible. And that allows it to be designed to have a thingy. I can't English today. It's designed for manufacturing so that you can manufacture it easily. So it's user-friendly. I just say, oh, this little slot is on the top. Make sure it's on the top, and you won't have any problems with anything there. I'm also on the circuit boards going to have a little silk screening, I think, that says top. I'm going to write that down before I forget. Have fun. You too. I hope you have a fantastic day. Let's see. Make silk screen on. Silk screen on top of circuit board. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So, look at this. I'm so prepared. I didn't even need my extension cord. Kind of just brought everything out into the wild. This is all secret for now, but we will cover it later. I'm kind of disoriented now. All of this like moving around. I hope you aren't too. But yeah, so I've been working a lot on the Enunciators. I wonder if this will work. No, that's a horrible idea, which is why I thought of it. Almost. I think a little bit of cracking is alright as long as I can salvage most of it. But yeah, so this, my I keep saying manufacturing this, manufacturing that, but the technique is that I paint it, and then after I'm done painting it, I laser engrave off the paint, and I have my own little, there we go, nice. I have my own little engraving, so that's why light shined through it. It's the backlighting technique I'm using, and I'm really pleased with it. I've achieved backlighting success, which is pretty awesome. I'm trying to think about a better way to do this. I might have to do the table saw, because it's in a thin strip. I can just rip it a few times instead of having to sketchily cut it with scissors that can cut off my arm and knives that could like kill me in a second. Table saw is just like a rotating blade at like thousands of RPM. It's a lot safer, I would say. Let's see. We have the chat. We can do some design if we want to. Let me check over here. I should probably let people know that the stream went to the other one. Yeah, that would kind of be a good idea. What is the? Let me check this real quick. Maybe later. Ah, never mind. It's not cooperating too much. We can do it later. But that should be fun. I think we have our other things on the list to do. Where? This is my worst my worst habit. I'm like over here, and I cannot find where I put that magical list. So I think I'm gonna say it's over here. I kind of like these in-shop lives. I think if I refine them a little bit to the point where it's not a presentation slideshow, should be good. Other than that, it's pretty nice. I have no clue where that went. I cannot tell a lie. I'm so glad I changed computers though, because this one was getting like 1 megabyte per second, or the other one was. Here it is. So we can cut more thin acrylic. I'm calling it acrylic. I think it's PET. We can silk. Oh yeah, that's just a thing I need to do. We can install the clock, which leads me to my new panels, and we can also, unfortunately, do something else. So, let's go back to the simulator. I just had to recoup my thoughts. They were kind of like going out of control, and like having to find a paper. It's enough to like put me out of commission for a few days. Let's go. Oh, here's our clock, and here's our hardware. Don't sit on the dangerous tools. And yeah, that is a nice and creative way of using that plastic. Yeah, I was really pleased at myself for finding that way of using it. I was like, wow, look at me being resourceful, because we have like 7 of those drawer things, and I'm like, it's free. It's a free lunch, and it's just the right like translucence where it lets light through, but you can't like see immediately through it. So I'm trying to see if like acrylic will have that same like, you know. Screwdriver, that's something important to have. Luckily we're in the shop, and screwdrivers are just a few steps away. Okay, more like 15. And they're not even that good. Ah, this one's nice. This one has a ratchet. Look at that. Okay, so this is the clock prototype. It's a clock from Altimeter Motives. This is with their like little bezel set. Bezel. Let's go with that one. It just sounds too much like Jeff Bezos. Basil. So we have this clock face right here. It's from Altimeter Motives with their set. I believe it's still on sale, or still being sold. But yeah, you can check out this and their other products and stuff. Super cool flight sim stuff. But we're going to be installing this, and we'll have a little faceplate. Hopefully I can attach some buttons eventually, and go from there. Yeah. Now, we need some probably M4 screws temporarily, and I'll just use 2 for now so that we can take it off easily. Yeah, we just want to make sure everything fits before it goes in permanently. So as soon as I make something, I try it to see if it fits, and screw it on just to. Whoa, that was almost a very bad mistake. Almost dropped this whole thing. That would not be a good part of my day. But it's kind of nice to see how everything fits together. You can also see the module. Come back. The modularity of the simulator right here. This is just one panel, and it's easy to like. If you have a smaller like 3D printer and want to do it a bunch, you could like cut it into thirds if you need to, assemble the thirds, and they're just smaller pieces like this if you want to entirely 3D print your panel, or like if you have like a laser engraver, you can, if you just have a smaller one, it's so much easier to find like a 20-inch by 18-inch, yeah, that should fit, laser engraver than it is to find a 18-inch by 32.75-inch-ish, give or take. I think it's 18.12 by 32.3, 100 centimeters from here to here. Okay, that was a mouthful, but you have this panel that I really like the modularity aspect of this, because like airplanes themselves have a lot of changes to avionics and stuff, and if I can just like take out this panel, switch it with a new one, then that makes me really happy instead of having to take everything apart. With my old simulator, that was definitely the case, and it made for a lot of nightmares. But yeah, don't worry, we're still good. So yeah, this is the closest screw I could find to the panel screw. It's a panhead M4 screw. It had a really nice head, like top thing for some reason that was like pretty similar to the real one, but you know, the other ones I have aren't perfect, which is unfortunate. So yeah, I'm just doing 2 screws for now because I only want 2 screws to be done. Is that? But yeah, Oh, I'm getting more questions. I think I ignored some, so I'll go back to there. Um, I'll be back super soon. And now that I'm screwing it in manually, I realize I have an impact driver literally like 10 steps away. But there are like 3 threads left, so there we go. So now look at this. I just did 2 screws temporarily, but like this is exciting. So we have our clock in. I'll design more of it later, but the clock is in for now. Oh, that leads me to my other things, which I will hopefully not forget about because they're super awesome, but I will save for after the questions when I'm just awkwardly staring at the floor for like 20 minutes. Okay, we got that done. We can check it off the old list and go from there. Oh, oh. Okay. Okay, we are back. We can check it off our old list, or new list. Okay, so cut more acrylic for the drawers. We did that. Install the clock. We did that. Look at this. Now I just have some more stuff on my sneaky little list. So, Stefan Bernal says, what am I making? I am making I'll just give you a general product overview. Product? I guess it is, because I'm like making videos, so that makes it a product. General simulator overview. It's a full-scale Cessna 172 flight simulator. On particular, I was working on the clock and the control surfaces right here. So it's supposed to be exactly like an airplane. Everything is super precise. These dimensions right here are like within like fractions of a millimeter, because I like looked them up and like got people to measure stuff. But yeah, it's basically a video game in real life, which is super exciting to me. And I'm designing and engineering it all right here in the garage. All right, we're back. So, hey, are you planning on giving Fusion 360 lessons? If so, I am happy to look forward. So, I tried Fusion 360 lessons on the channel. I can't say it went well. I think a few of them really got views, and I think when I'm trying to show a procedure, it's really helpful to like show. You can show like kind of into the nitty gritty, some of the tips and tricks behind Fusion 360. It's really nice. So I'm thinking I'll do a few of them when I need to like show you, say like how to make a panel or like how to make a bunch of bodies over here. And then flatten them all out onto a plane, because that's something that's not easy, that's kind of hidden. But as for like, okay, hello, today we are going to be designing the yoke. I don't really know how well that works, because I end up editing like 27 hours of footage into like 30 minutes, and mostly it's just a bunch of time lapses and like, oh, here's something cool. And then when I'm editing those, I honestly don't feel like that's cool. It's just like, I've been looking at this for like 10 hours. I hate it. I want it to go away. So I think it's probably not my best work usually when I make Fusion 360 tutorials. But I do like little advising sessions. So if you want to like, if you want to learn about Fusion 360, I can like coach you through it and have fun with that and like help you make your simulator. So on my website, you can find that. I should have better posture, otherwise I'm gonna break myself. I'm like I have like a 50-pound textbook in my backpack like everywhere I go. So so back health is definitely on my radar. Yeah, let's see. G1000. I'm glad you asked. this panel is an analog panel. I'm sure you noticed, but the way I structured everything is so that I can take out the entire panel with just 4 or 5 screws. So it's really, actually 6, I miscounted, but if you don't screw in 2 of them, it's only 4. But it's really nice because you can just pull out the entire panel, and from there you can put in the new G1000 panel, plug in a few plugs, and go from there. So I have a few of my panels right here. So the idea is that, whoa, that was almost a disaster. I don't know what noise that was, but you can see right here, this is an earlier prototype, but this screw right here and this screw right here, of course the leaves get blown. It's not even fall. What are you doing interrupting my video? But there's these 2 holes right here, probably one in the middle, and you just screw on these 2 holes, and this is standardized between panels, so I can easily just take off the G1000s, put the analog on, and switch back and forth, and then just give it a few cables. In fact, the Yokes even come off with 1 screw each, maybe 2 or 3 if we find that an issue. It's not an issue for me yet, so I think my solution right now is good. So yeah, you just take it off with a few screws. It works like that. You put the new one on and get flying. So there is a little bit of configuration confuzzle that I gotta go through, but I think it should be pretty good, pretty turnkey. Not turnkey, but turn propeller. All right. Flight Sim Netherlands says, I'm trying to print all the panels for the B738 cockpit. So it's 737. That's a super fun project. Yeah, it's super awesome. 3D printing has like taken my project like to the next level times 10. So yeah, that's really awesome. You should send me some pictures of it because that sounds super awesome to do. Look, it looks awesome. Great job. Thank you. And we'll catch up with future videos. I will see you later. I don't know if you see this or not, but have a fantastic rest of your day or week even. All right, I think it's time to spill the lentils. I don't like beans, so I don't like using that analogy. So let's spill the. I don't know if I like lentils either. What's something that's like beans but not? Gummy worms. let's spill the Skittles. And I have a secret right here. I've been trying to keep top secret, but I might as well. Yeah, might as well. So this is my newest prototype. And guess what it is? You guessed it, unless you didn't. It's a KX165A. Which is, of course, what you were going to guess. If you put on this little thingy right here, it looks like this, which kind of looks sleek, kind of looks kind of cool, like that. Looks like it's all window tinted and everything like that. So there we go. So it just has a row of 7 segment displays. I'll show you how to make this in the video. I'm not gonna give out too many secrets. It's kind of fun to make. So it's kind of a surprise, although I did spill it. But the dual concentric rotary encoders are from PropWash Sim, and I'll be using them in this project. So I'm excited to show you all this stuff. Oh, there was a secret I just let out of the bag, but we can kind of go with that. So you can be tuning your frequencies and using the radio. Why am I showing you this? It's top secret. Why am I showing you it? Because I wanted to show you, actually it's not top secret, it's like middle to low secret. I wanted to show you my little radio assembly. So these are yellow. Why yellow? Because my teacher gave me some yellow filament and it's super awesome. I love yellow. I don't know if it's is my favorite color, but it's a good one. So these are the Radio Stack racks. I decided to go with racks because the real ones kind of go with racks. So the real system, you have kind of slots like this. They're of course more spaced. They're like kind of, they give you a little bit, have a support, give you a little bit, have a support. I think I'll manufacture mine to be more standardized so it's less awful. But basically what I'm doing here is giving you this whole line down here. So you can put your avionics in, screw them in from the side, and then it holds the radio. So demonstration time. Let's go. We have our panels on each side. And then you just kind of screw it on like this, and you'd have a 3D printed like interfacing unit thing on the side. There are two slots right here to give you some flexibility between your types of instruments. So if you need to, you can have, if you like, for example, your monitor is blocking one of them, it probably won't block the other one. Maybe. If it does block both of them, you can find out a weird solution, probably. But that's why engineers get paid, to find weird solutions. So we'll figure that out. Yeah. This is the stuff I wanted to show all of you. And it's all 3D printable, which makes it super awesome. And it just snaps together like this. I'm going to make a future version, though, that either doesn't snap or kind of has these two separated. So it has a support in the middle. Because I think once you get into the middle, I'll snap this back together. It's kind of a nice system, I think. I like it. I'm pleased with it. But I think once you kind of get into the middle, there you can wiggle it like this, and I feel like that will kind of allow something to get out, like let your radio escape. So I don't think that's the best idea. So yeah, don't let your radios escape. I'm gonna try to design a better standardized system. So I'll have just 4 parts instead of 4 different parts. You know, a manufacturing trick. I like manufacturing. Alrighty, we are back in this place right here. Alright, so maybe what we could do I have Fusion 360 on this? Hey, I do. So we can go into Fusion 360 if we want to. Look at that. Look at me being all prepared and stuff. And no, I don't mean the simulator. So would I consider 3D or laser printing your G1000 frame and selling it? I have my analog frame right now in the store. You can, if you want that, I'll make it for you and you can get it. G1000, that one is, I haven't done much with the G1000 system, so I don't have one like lying around in ether space. But I'm thinking it would be a good thing to try. But yeah, with time, I think. But yeah, if you have the design files, I can make it for you. I do like stuff like that. That's pretty fun. Good. Awesome. My battery is flashing red, so if I drop out, that's why. I will try to get back on, though. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Awesome. Now, oh, that made a fun noise. What else was I going to work on? I have my sheet right here. Redo the switch panel. We could redo the switch panel, or we could, that sounds fun. So let's try redoing the switch panel. Oh, now that I think of it, I actually have something that's pretty cool. So the Yoke design, I tried to incorporate everything the actual Yoke would have. So we have right here the actual switches. da, 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 da. And when I say actual, I mean parts off like Chinese websites, instead of like Cessna part vendors, because these switches are like less than $3 each instead of like $72 each. So yeah, it's all printed in my prototyping filament, but you can push to talk, disconnect the autopilot, press the control wheel steering button, and control wheel steering is something I didn't know about. Yeah. The video right now, I think it's, the video is super awful. I'm gonna work on it before next stream, but, oh. Oh, yeah, it's frozen now, so I don't think you should be, or like, what was I gonna say? It's like, I think when the camera's on, it's better than when it's frozen though, so that's good. I know I had 2 batteries because I knew it was gonna die, but I don't know where I put them, so maybe we will have to end the stream on a EOS webcam utility warning. Interesting. Make that 0 frames per second. Darn. Oh, I found it. Sweet. There we go. I think that should... there we go. Awesome. So yeah, the video, I think it's a horrible combination of user error, camera error, or like settings all weird, and computer error and Wi-Fi error. So yeah, Swiss cheese model just used a missile and blasted it away instead of like, yeah. So yeah, we have the buttons on the yoke. I'm super excited about that. And other than that, I don't know if I have anything else. Hey, Gfabrick says, my Cessna 172 with G1000 is almost done. And that is really fantastic. Congratulations. You should email me a picture, or yeah, it's captainbobsim@gmail.com if you want to. I would love to see it. We have our high-tech list. We have the stuff cut to show you my process for that, but we don't have. No. I think I should keep it a secret. So I think that should be everything. I was gonna say ask your questions now, but by the time you receive this video, because it's so laggy and crazy, I'll probably be gone. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah. Ask your questions anyway, and you can always leave them in the comments if the live stream dies, or once it like ends, if it dies. And yeah, I think really it's a pretty cool project. Next up we have, I think we just have the bottom plate right here. I'm gonna work on the throttle someday. It's gonna be fun. Working on the instruments, each instrument takes like hundreds of hours and dollars of prototyping. Actually, each one probably costs like $30 for prototyping, because you'll like burn out parts and like buy the wrong part, and like there's a lot of just like prototyping, tinkering stuff that goes wrong. But yeah, it's interesting to see how it like goes. So there are 15 instruments. My goal is to have each instrument like driven by its own thing, and so I can physically see it. So that's what I'll be working on in the future. We have some episodes coming out in the future about kind of stuff like that, like the flaps handle. Eventually I want to make a video about it. Yeah, I think it's kind of I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. Yeah, circuit board design. I'm still waiting for circuit boards, but I'm kind of like torn between them, because with circuit boards it feels like If you don't have the circuit board, you can't build the project. But a lot of times that's not true necessarily. You just have to be a lot more diligent about your wiring. So I'm kind of thinking about that. But yeah, I think that is everything. Hey, look there. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Man, I procrastinated saying goodbye so long that yeah. Soon a video. Awesome. Well, I think that about sums it up. One last thing. I redid my panels with acrylic instead of ABS. So now here are the panels. And it looks pretty nice. You can kind of see stuff showing through it. Maybe another layer or something. Because if you hold it up to the light, you can see through it a little. But I really like the results I'm getting, so I'm switching to acrylic. Have a fantabulous rest of your world, and I will see you in the next video.